They were both divine and temporal authorities, a 2-for-1 deal in ecclesiastical packaging. One such bishop, the Prince Bishop of Würzburg, was even elevated to Duke of Franconia, just to sweeten the title stew. So now you had a bishop who was also a duke, and sometimes a count, depending on the occasion. You get the feeling that if he'd asked nicely, the emperor might have thrown in official wine taster of the Danube, too. Then there's the Reichsritter, the Imperial Knights. These were technically nobles, often without much land, but with an imperial charter confirming their status. They loved their titles. Knight of the White Wolf, Knight Captain of the Eastern Cross, Defender of the Ancient Rite. Their actual military value? Debatable. But their heraldic designs? Absolute masterpieces of medieval overcompensation. A quirky example that keeps scholars entertained even today is the County of the Left Bank of the Rhine. Not a title in itself, but a territory broken into dozens of overlapping claims. At one point, 5 different nobles claimed the title of Count of the Rhine. One was from Bavaria, one was French, one never even left Vienna, and one was actually a woman who used a male version of the title because it sounded cooler. You're trying to make sense of all this and realize something. It wasn't just nobles adding to their names. The emperor himself played favorites, creating new titles to reward loyal allies or to dilute the power of rival houses. And sometimes, titles were granted with zero intent of actual leadership. A noble might be made Margrave of the Western Marches, even though the Western Marches had been annexed 100 years prior. But hey, it looked good on the family tombstone. You chuckle softly when you learn about one noble family that collected so many overlapping titles that they had to print their entire introduction on a fold-out scroll. A visiting French ambassador once reportedly said, "I came to speak with a man, and instead I met a paragraph." And when a title wasn't enough, the empire simply created a new rank. Like Landgrave, technically a count who ruled directly under the emperor, but mostly a workaround for nobles who didn't want to be called Count something or other, like everyone else.